Hi guys, Richard here. Little chilly in Florida. We actually had a 39 degree night a couple days ago, which is pretty cold for us. We're having a little cold snap. As you can see, we are in a room of my house that you guys have never seen before because it was previously occupied by one of the kids who moved out. So we have space now. We're going to make this into the new control room / place to have a little bit of workout equipment, and unfortunately the cat box is in here as well, but you make sacrifices for your art, right? So what this is going to allow me to do is to have space to have a creative workflow. So all the big stuff will be in the recording room, the studio that you guys are used to seeing. And then this will be in here in this room, and I'm going to try to keep it sparse in here as I can so that I can move around and easily get to my desk and be able to have a place at nighttime I can come and record videos and work on music and stuff that I couldn't do before. See, the studio that you guys are used to seeing me in is butted right up against the bedroom. So I can't record in there if someone's trying to sleep or someone's not feeling well in the bedroom. Eva's not feeling well, what have you. I don't want to bother her. So this will hopefully let me come in after work to something that's already set up and ready to go. Obviously, it's not set up yet, and start making hopefully more videos. I really want to do like gear reviews of the cool gear I find that you might be able to find as well. Like I just got a drum set. I'd like to do a review about that, but if I wanted to film the voiceovers for that kind of stuff, I'd have to do it. I could do it in here now, so I'd be able to get that video out faster. If I want to do a guitar amp review or something like that, I can do that in here, so I'm not bothering her because she's at the other side of the house. So that's going to be great. Also, you see the studio desk has been moved in here, which opens up some room, which is much needed in the band room. And this was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, was moving this thing by myself. I have ratchet straps around the legs to hold it together. It would not fit into the hall to be able to be turned to be put into this room. So what I had to do, and I was doing this by myself at 2 a.m. last night, I had to take all this gear out of it. So none of this gear is hooked up, and there's wires all over the place again. Last time I wired it up, it took the better part of a day to get everything wired. So that was a lot of fun and kind of a pain. Sometimes I say things are fun when they're not. It wasn't fun. But we got it done. So now I can start hooking everything up like it should. And we're going to have to put a little sound treatment in this room. I don't know if it's coming through this mic or not. But definitely some reverberations in here. We got a little futon in here in the back so people can sit down and hang out, when we're working on projects. I can't describe how excited I am for that. I'm going to do a little rundown of what's in here because I've changed a lot of stuff and gotten rid of some stuff. So I'm going to do a little rundown, and I'll bring the camera over here, and as I talk, we'll go over it. So on the left-hand side is mostly my effects processors and preamps, which they're very sparse. I don't use a whole lot. So I got my Focusrite Scarlett and Octapre 2. Those are how we get the audio into the computer. And on top of that is just a power strip. Below that, the MPA2, which is a very nice valve preamp. A budget valve preamp. It's not some Avalon or something crazy, but I can't afford that kind of stuff. Under that, the Art DPS2, which I just used or was using. I will use it again, I'm sure, as a way to get a digital input. So you can plug the mic right into the front of that and have a digital input straight into the computer. That's what's cool about the DPS card. So, an extra input if you need it. There's the Pro VLA, which is one of my favorite mass market compressors. Again, it's got a tube in it, valve compressor. But I just like the way it sounds and the way it works. I use it for vocals quite often. Below that is like a much harder to find Beleri valve tube compressor limiter. That thing is awesome. Now that I can reach everything better through my patch bay, I'm going to use that on snare drums and things like that a lot more that you want attack but still want warmth on, that's great. It's really great at adding warmth but keeping the punch. Below that is a cheap phonics compressor, but it's very useful for things like toms or bass guitar. And below that is actually a Yamaha multi-effects processor. I think it's back from the 16-bit age, but I found it at Goodwill for $11. So can't go wrong there. Over here on the right, another power strip. I got my Demeter preamp. It's a tube bass preamp. Under that, I have a PV alpha bass, a PV tube bass racks, the TBS, and then a PV or TBR, and then a PV tube guitar racks, which if you guys aren't familiar with those old tube PV preamps, I really, really like them. I used to record guitar through a TB racks, which is a bass preamp, but it has a really cool fuzz when you crank it up. So I've always liked those. I'm slowly getting all the series. You see there's one more spot under there. That's going to be for a Rockmaster guitar pre when I get that. Below that is the patch bay, of which I removed one of my 32 point patches I had in there. 40 points. I think I had another 40 point in there. I removed it because I just wasn't going to use it, so I have another space there. So I'm going to bring all my patches down. I have my XLR patch on top, which allows me to access the back of the mixer as well as all these preamps and compressors on the left. And then just regular patch bay, 1/4 inch stuff below that, which also allows me to access different things on the mixer, have different outputs from the sound card, all that kind of stuff. It's all routed through there. So it's a very easy signal workflow to use, and it's very user friendly. Everything is labeled. I try to keep everything in order of how I have them in the rack and all that kind of stuff. I reinforced the desk. I put several new metal brackets in there to hold everything together better. And yeah, so we're just going to get this room treated, and then hopefully once everything's good, we'll be making more videos, and you'll be seeing hopefully more guests over as well. I love having my friends be a part of the channel and be a part of the fun. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update, a quick video to show what I'm doing and what things are changing and how it's going to be better overall. And again, I really appreciate your support. Go back and watch a couple of these recent videos we had. Check out the PV gear one. I'm still stoked about that. Check that one. That was the last video. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.